Good morning, first grade friends. Welcome back. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2020. Over the weekend, Lily shared some photos. Lily, it looks like you and Tommy had a wonderful Easter. I see you are being very creative with your science drawing. And that looks like a musical instrument. Very cool, Lily. Lots going on today, friends. Today is the Return of Positivity Project. You will be listening and reading about different people or different examples of how we can identify the good in others. So here is a quote from Shauna Parker. It says, "Good people don't have to say they're good people. It just shows." And so I want you to think about our classroom and maybe thinking about good friends, good classmates, maybe good helpers. And our classmates don't have to say, "Hey, I'm a good friend. Hi, I'm a good helper." It just shows by what they do and how they treat others. And so that's an example of identifying the good in others. It's right in our own classroom. Today's weather is going to be rainy with a high of 67 degrees. If you tuned into our weekly Zoom social check-in, we decided that this week's weekly challenge is to build something and to be creative with it. And so I have an example of Sophia and her older sister. Looks like they were very creative in building some rockets. And I love the artistic work that both of you girls included on your rockets. And so right now I'm looking at my recycling bin that I have. And before we bring out our recycling to the big recycling bin outside, I'm seeing some things in there like some cardboard from a butter container, cardboard from paper towel holder, and I also see a piece of plastic from my blackberries. And so I'm thinking that maybe I can use some of those materials to be creative and build something. It could be a car, it could be a rocket, it could be a Barbie doll, it could be a phone. So really anything that you're interested in building, see if you can find some materials that your parents give you permission to use at home. Send a picture just like Sophia and her sister did, and we will share our creativity this week. Looking at today's agenda, I left a note up here. If you have a Monday Zoom academic check-in, there's one today at 10, and there's also one today at 2. Please make sure you have a paper and pencil or a whiteboard and marker. Try and find your Unit 12 Week 1 Foundations list. For most of you, I forgot to staple this in order, so it's all the way at the end of the pile. And bring your word work packet, okay? If you don't have an academic check-in until Wednesday, that's okay. Check on Wednesday to see what materials to bring, because it might change. You are going to listen to a story about identifying the good in others. Miss Sivers is doing a wonderful job with the Foundations lesson. This week, you are starting Unit 12, Week 2. And so you're going to notice that we are continuing to work on words with 2 syllables. So like the word, let's see, reptile, reptile, 2 syllables. Cupcake, cupcake, 2 syllables. You're doing an excellent job on that. Whoa, lots of shout outs for reading. For Epic, I want to give some shout outs to Kirash and Joseph for logging on and getting some reading done. Angelina, Jacob, Isaiah, Patrick, Sophia, and Lily had 20 minutes or more of reading last Thursday or Friday. And Frida gave me an idea when she shared her trophies on our Zoom call to maybe add a big trophy for those friends that are checking out Kids A to Z. So way to go, Jacob, Dexter, Frida, Ella, Quentin, Kiraj, Danica, and Jamie. I see that you logged into Kids A to Z and you're exploring. Special shout out to Jacob for recording himself and also to Frida. Nice job on recording your reading. I can see that lots of you are trying to complete quizzes after you read a book. That's a great way to show that you know what you're reading about. Keep up the good work. In reading today, you're going to listen to a story, Pete the Cat and the New Guy, and you're going to try to make a connection. And so I'm going to give you a little hint. Pete the Cat and the New Guy has something to do with someone being new. So maybe you can make a text to self connection if you were ever new to a grade. Maybe there were new faces in first grade that you really didn't see before in kindergarten. Maybe being new in Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or church school. You can make a text-to-text connection. So maybe something that's happening in Pete the Cat and the New Guy makes you think about something that happened in another story, or a text-to-world connection. So it didn't really happen to you, but it reminds you of something maybe that happened to your mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, bus driver. In writing today, you're going to be watching Mrs. Orr. She's going to talk about our, we call it like a show what you know in writing. And so I want you to think back to about a month or two ago when we first started review writing. I asked you to write about the best season and give reasons why. And so now that we're almost near the end of our review writing, I'm going to ask you to do the same. And this time you're going to show all that you know about review writing. And so maybe you're not just listing 3 reasons, but you're giving more details, like twin sentences. You're making sure you include a closure and also an introduction that can catch the reader's attention. So maybe not just say summer is the best season. Maybe you can start with a question. Do you like the warm weather? If so, you will agree summer is the best season. Okay? And so you're going to have all week to work on this opinion writing because I really want you to show all that you know about opinion writing. When you're finished towards the end of the week, make sure you have a picture, color if you wish, and ask mom or dad to snap a picture and send it to me so I can see all that you've learned about review writing. In math this week, there's going to be a mid-module show what you know. Now, you don't have a paper copy of this, so I'm going to ask that you try your best when you're looking at the math video. It's going to be read to you. Just grab a blank sheet of paper and you can write down your answers the best you can. And so maybe on a blank sheet of paper, I put a number 1 and I'm answering what the question is asking me to do next to number 1. Then maybe you can draw a line across the paper, write a number 2, okay? So try and do 1 or 2 pages a day. This should take you the whole week. If you do finish with your mid-module show what you know, ask someone at home to take a picture and send it to me so I can see what great mathematicians you have become this semester. Make sure you do click on this recording word. A teacher will be reading you the math show what you know, and click here for the mid-module show what you know. Okay? In social studies, you are going to be learning about natural resources. There is a Brain Pop Junior video. Here is the username, Van Buren BP. The password is OCMSLS. Try taking the easy quiz, and you can challenge yourself if you would like by taking the hard quiz. Check out Go Noodle and Cosmic Yoga to make sure that your heart is getting pumped. Thank you for the inspiration, Ella. I tried my best to go out for a run yesterday, and Mr. Dickinson and I are going to try again today. Maybe he can keep up with me today, because yesterday I did more running than him. Right? Huh? I did more running than you yesterday. Yeah, I did 2 miles. But I should cheer on other people's successes and say, way to go, Mr. Dickinson, for running. There is an additional math practice. It's a math game courtesy of Mrs. Morgan. Thank you, Mrs. Morgan, for providing us with a fun math game. It is called Addition Battle. You will need a deck of cards. You can use the jacks, the kings, and the kings. They're all worth tens. You can even include the jokers because they will be worth 0. And an ace is worth 11. Okay, you're going to divide the deck into 2 piles, and you are going to keep the cards face down. At the same time, you and the other players, so it could be you and one other person, or it could be you and 2 other people, at the same time, you're going to turn 2 cards over. You're going to add those cards sum together. And the player with the higher sum gets to keep all of those cards. So let's think about this. If I were to flip over 2 cards and I were to get a 10 and a 2, I would be thinking 10 plus 2 equals 12. Let's say that Frida was playing with me and she got an ace and a 9. Do you remember what an ace is worth? An ace is worth 11. So she would say 11 plus 9 equals 20. And let's say that Giada was playing with us too, and she got a 3, and a king. Do you remember what a king is worth? 10. So she would have 3 plus 10 equals 13. Oh, Frida won. So Frida would get my cards, my 2 cards, Giada's 2 cards, and Frida would get to keep her 2 cards, put them in a pile underneath the rest. So the winner of the game is the one who gets all the cards in the deck. Let me know if you end up playing this game at home. I would love to hear if you liked it or not. Way to go for my friends getting some extra math practice on Thursday or Friday. Danica, Jacob, Kirosh, and Colton, awesome job. If your name is in a blue balloon, that means you completed 2 or more lessons last week. So Joey, Patrick, Dexter, Giada, Quincy, Jamie, Isaiah, Ella, Frida, and Angelina. Awesome job completing 2 or more lessons. And I think there was even some friends that completed 4 or 5 lessons last week. Keep working hard. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. And don't forget, if today is your Zoom academic check-in, to come with your materials. Bye, friends.